Have you ever manifested something by thinking of the opposite of what you wanted? I'll teach you this technique to manifest your dreams called wanting but not wanting. I'll explain what it consists like, how to do it, how to avoid the pitfalls that could damage your manifestation process. To make it easier, I'll break this video into two parts. Number one, what is manifestation and desire? And number two, how to apply the technique. I discovered this technique 20 years ago when I was playing a cards game with a friend, and I kept trying to manifest the card I wanted by really desiring it. But it never happened until I imagined the opposite. And on the very first try, I got the card I wanted. I thought of myself not getting it, and I got it. And that's the dangerous part of this technique. It made me believe for 2 decades that my thoughts would never come into reality. I developed a really bad anxiety that lasted for 20 years until I finally mastered the technique. So with step number one, and understanding manifestation and desire. You can learn about manifestation from many spiritual teachers. From Abraham Hicks, where she says that whenever you really want something, you're out of alignment because you're not a vibrational match to what you want. Or with David R. Hawkins, with his famous vibrational scale of consciousness from the book Power versus Force, where you have the low levels of consciousness such as shame, guilt, apathy, up to courage, coming up to neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reasoning, all the way up to love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. On the scale, you can see the desire stands as a vibration of 125, above fear, below anger. What this means is whenever you have a desired outcome, you get attached to it, you're conditioning your emotions to something that is outside of you. When in reality, all you need comes from within. It comes from you. Nothing is going to make you happy. No thing is going to make you happy. You're basically telling yourself you're not good enough until you have that thing that you desire, that you're not happy right now. You're just creating resistance from your future self, and that instantly lowers your vibration to a place of lack. It's almost like you're telling yourself you're not deserving of that outcome. Buddha once said that attachment is the cause of suffering. In spirituality, unity is all that is. It's called oneness. The moment you see yourself outside of that outcome, you're creating separation. Let me give an example involving relationships. You started a new relationship and your old crush that never cared about you out of nowhere decides to text you. It's just because your vibration is in a higher frequency now. You got out of a vibration of lack because you're putting your crush on a pedestal. It was just when you let go of the outcome that you achieved what you wanted, although it's a little bit too late. We're always manifesting. When you live in a high level of consciousness, you manifest what you want. When you live in a low level of consciousness, you manifest what you don't want. Heaven and hell is your state of consciousness. You can choose where you want to live. The secret of mastering this technique is a simple 4 steps. Number one, knowing what you want. Number two, knowing what you need to do to achieve that outcome. What resources do you need? What steps you need to take? What person you need to become to achieve that outcome? Like Dr. Joe Dispenza says that for you to change your personal reality, you have to change your personality. That's how this technique mostly differs from others out there. You change it through action, through execution. Number 3, allowing yourself to be in a high level of consciousness, from neutrality or above. And how to do this? Through observing your thoughts, through meditation, through breath work. You must reframe yourself from being in a low vibration. If you're experiencing depression, you can't just jump from grief to love. You first need to dissolve your small self ego through meditation by stop identifying your thoughts and eliminating resistance. That way you can jump from grief to neutrality. Then with a clear mind, you allow yourself to experience higher emotions like love. And last, number 4, trusting that it will be yours when it's time. In other words, surrendering to whatever outcome it is, knowing that whatever God, the universe, infinite intelligence holds for you, it's for your best. If you didn't get it, it means you need to learn something before getting it, or it just wasn't meant for you to have it. That's why this technique is called wanting but not wanting. It's a fine line. In other words, you should act like you got the outcome, great. You didn't get the outcome, great. You don't let anything dictate your emotions other than you. Just to finish this up, I'll give an actual example that happened to me a month ago. I decided I should award myself my dream car, but I had a lot of resistance because of the price. It was a sports car. I never owned anything like that. So I found my car online. It was being sold by a private party, and for 3 weeks I tried to purchase the car, but my bank wouldn't approve it because it was from a private seller. I felt hopeless. Then I realized that I didn't have the car and I was already attached to it. I was experiencing loss of something that wasn't even mine. So by observing my thoughts through self-awareness, I cleared my mind and I realized that maybe the car wasn't meant for me and something better was coming soon. I was secretly hoping for an authorized dealership to list a car nearby my house, and that if the universe wanted me to have the car, it would work in my favor. And I kid you not, 2 hours later, I got a notification from Car Gurus that the same auto I wanted, even nicer than one I saw previously, with a red interior, with a sports package, was 20 minutes away from my house. With no expectations, the day after, I went to the car dealership and I purchased my dream car. You can't make this up. The moment you apply this technique of wanting but not wanting, you will see your life change instantly. You realize that you don't need anything to make your life complete. You're whole on your own.